Hello, everyone, and hello, Anil. It's been a very long time since we have had any such talks because you've been very busy in the US, and it's kind of the time difference which like makes it difficult for us to sort of do meetings like these and recordings like this. I've definitely missed them, and I'm really happy that you're back in India for a couple of days, and then we could do a few talks. And I know for sure, like this time, the topic that we've chosen, we are both of us in different places and yet working in for health and wellness and keeping people as prime focus. Like, please do talk to us about like what you are doing currently, because I know you're very busy and you've been very focused on what is going on at the moment. And I feel that it's going to make a lot of changes in people's lives if they take it seriously and if they really want to explore. So welcome, Anil.
Yeah, thank you, Preeti. So I'm very happy to be closer to you. And in my absence, I noticed that you have shifted to more deeper healing and helping your clients by now shift also integrating emotional energy healing, which you use through the system of tarot reading, is very interesting. I
Yes.
did one with you; it was wonderful. So tell me something about your tarot cards. How do you feel in health and nutrition? You are incorporating that. How does it help people?
Yes. So, interestingly, it does not suddenly come out of the blue that, I decided one fine day that I'll work with energy. After coaching people and, like closely working with people and especially like women, I find that just talking about nutrition or just guiding them on nutrition and only with food, the whole feeling, the whole healing doesn't happen. Because I feel that when we think of health generally, health coaching, we often focus on nutrition, food, and our lifestyle. Like what should I do to, sort of like bring about changes in my health. So, but beneath every choice that we make, like there is always there is something more deeper. I feel there is something more intense that's within us. Those are our emotions, our belief systems, and like the stories that we've carried on from childhood till what we are right now. So tarot cards, I believe that it's a very beautiful tool that helps us to access the inner landscapes. And for instance, like it doesn't. They say like generally people think that tarot cards predict future. So yes, it that is a small aspect of tarot cards. That yes, it depicts. It also like lets you know like what your future is going to look like. But it reveals what needs attention. Like what is blocked and what is ready to shift within you. And what happens like in generally in health coaching, tarot becomes kind of a mirror, like to helping clients understand their emotional patterns, the way they think. Sometimes they don't get clarity because we are as social beings, like we get caught up with so many situations where people are involved, like situations are involved. Someone else has done things for us. So generally, we grow up with having no clarity about many things. So here, tarot as a tool, it comes as a tool where like the clients ask questions and I help them through energy, like connect with their energy, and I do readings for them, through which they gain clarity and also they understand their situations better. They it helps them to emotionally heal. So I kind of what I do is like I have combined when we say like I'm a holistic coach in the sense that I've combined energy plus nutrition plus energy in the sense like tarot and Reiki. So as a tool to heal, and therefore people can like heal as a wholesome healing can happen with an individual. That's what it is.
That's really awesome and wonderful way to heal people because we are whole, we are energy and biochemistry. So yes, I like that system, like that way, yes. But perhaps if you
Yeah.
could just introduce one more component to it, it would be really unique and powerful. And I'm sure it can help
Yeah.
your people much faster. So you are talking energy, blockages, you said, to let them see better. And food plays an important role. But the missing component is that sometimes if you could present, not sometimes, often if you could present to them the biochemistry, which is also connected or influenced by energy, but with chemistry you can see it, and if you can see it, then you have more belief and faith that yes, I really need to change that. And there are blood tests available, but blood tests are more like what you see on your car's dashboard, the red light that maybe my liver is suboptimal, let's say. But I nowadays like to incorporate for almost any client who comes to me, along with a functional blood test, also a organic acid test, which has become now popular. I saw in Asia also the functional medicine system is knowing about it. So that lets us know why my certain organ is not functioning, why. So once we know the why, then we know exactly targeted where to hit and resolve the problem, and not waste time and not keep guessing, because often people come to us as coaches not at the very beginning. They'll never come. They come once they have tried everything, it doesn't work, then they unfortunately think, let us go here and have a try also. So if we are going to make them again go round and round just by guessing, we know energy is the main thing. This energy is not working, is going to have a problem. But where and how exactly, if we could know which organ is not supporting, that can be very helpful. An organic acid test picks up markers from inside the cells, what's happening. Not just what we have taken in from the blood it picks up, but once the nutrients have gone inside the cell, or maybe they have not gone inside the cell, that we come to know. Or which pathway is blocked. Everything works like, metabolically changing from one component to another one with the help of enzymes. Coenzymes would be like B vitamins. Simple B vitamins. If they are less, it will not happen. That function will not happen.
Yeah. So there is a fascinating connection, between like what we see in the surface and what is deep within us. But definitely, like you said, a test can only reveal what is going on in the biochemistry level, or deep down, so that the doctors can see it or the coaches can see it and guide them. And even the people who come to us, when they see it on a test in black and white, then they're like, oh yes, I definitely have a problem, rather than someone just telling them that maybe these symptoms can be this and these symptoms can be that. So it throws a very clear picture. Now I want to ask you something that recently I have noticed, not like in the past 1.5 years, like after COVID, things have changed in a larger way, how we look at health and how we focus on our health. But recently, in the last 1.5 years, I've noticed that people are doing multiple tests, you know so they feel that like if my test comes out okay, I'm fine, that kind of a thing. So it is, of course, it's very reassuring, like when your tests come out well. How do you differentiate between the old test that you told us just now and the regular test that people do? Like, what is the difference? Like, why should they go
So,
ahead and do the old
yes,
test?
that's so important, because that can shed a lot of light on people, and they can know exactly which test to spend their money on, because it all costs money and we don't want to waste anyone's money, especially when the test is not going to reveal what to do next. So it's useless. So first of all, always when I think of guiding anyone for a test, I ask myself, with the result of this test, can I know something what to do next? If not, why do the test? But yes, we would suggest when we think that the person needs a testing. So let's say a normal blood marker for fasting glucose, sugar is so important to be in a good range. So nowadays, glycated sugar, the HbA1c, many people know about it. That's just glycated red blood cells, which are covered with sugar. Glycated means there's lots of sugar present. It's an average of 3 months. So that's common, that's popular. So let's say people do that and it shows a good result. But the person we know is not eating healthy. Is having the symptoms of excess insulin resistance. The glucose is always high, but that test shows well, and they may get a reply, everything is okay, just take care. So as functional in medicine, we like to go one step deeper. So we will always want to suggest a fasting insulin also. Now, supposing HbA1c has come 5.5, 5.6, or 5.7, and he said it's okay, borderline 5.8, but fasting insulin has come elevated. So now we can say that your pancreas is working overtime because of your lifestyle and eating habit to make the marker HbA1c show okay. It's working overtime to take care of the extra glucose and your lack of physical activity. And this overtime work is presenting your marker as okay, the HbA1c which you did. But if you carry on like this, the moment the pancreas, which makes fasting insulin, the moment it stresses out, slows down on making it, your HbA1c will shoot up, and then you'll be maybe diagnosed by your doctor as diabetic and get the medicine. But why not prevent it from before? So, and when people often do iron, they feel tired, they might be doing hemoglobin and iron, but in fasting, and it might look okay. So the body may be compensating to keep the iron levels okay. And normally there are markers to show stored iron, ferritin. So that is another beloved marker of functional medicine, because stored iron, ferritin, iron may be okay, but ferritin may be a bit low, but ferritin may be very high. The body is storing it. Why would the body store it? The body would store it because it is sequestering it to take it away from microbes in the body, which also thrive on iron. So iron is now being lowered, not because of iron problem, because of an infection problem, to hide it away, because the microbes can also thrive and grow with iron. So it gives totally a different scene. Cholesterol.
It's completely behind the
It's
curtain.
behind the
Like
scene, what is
going
going to happen next year in 2 years, and you're not deceived by these markers which are on the dashboard in the front, and you don't make a change to your lifestyle, you're going to get into problem. Cholesterol there's no bad or good cholesterol. Cholesterol is cholesterol, but the molecules which carry the cholesterol, they're ApoB, ApoB1, they can be counted exactly the numbers. So they give a clear picture of what's happening. So that will always be present in a functional medicine. So there's a difference. This was a blood test. Now we talk about organic acid testing. So organic acid testing would be, let's say in the blood test, my vitamin B12 shows in a good number, sometimes elevated. And I might get a suggestion that don't have B12, is excess in you. And B12 is very important because we don't get it from foods, or it's only made in the gut. There's no other way to get it. So, and if my gut is compromised, it could be compromised. It makes red blood cells, takes care of my nerves, so it's very important. So in organic acid test, from the pathway of B12 metabolism, if a certain enzyme is overmade, that means it is not being utilized because B12 is not present inside the cells. So that is a gold standard test, methylmalonic acid. This is also used in hospitals or conventional system, but in organic acid testing would be a standard common thing. So that will show that B12 is not reaching the cells. So please take action. Doesn't matter if it is elevated in the blood. You're going to get problems with your nerves or the production of red blood cells. So the markers in organic acid testing are the end product or middle stage product metabolites, which give the picture of the process of what's happening in the body for all the organs. We can come to know about our moods, we can come to know about a detox, we can come to know about a mitochondria. We all have learned where energy is made. It can pinpoint and show if it's functioning or not. So once we see that, then with surety we can just targeted take care of that with nutritional or supplemental help. So it
Yes.
becomes
So in
very,
that,
very,
uh,
especially
yeah.
nowadays, since there is so much of suggestions and recommendations available on the net, and we are unable to know who's doing what, or we all are just, like have more juices or have more greens, but they could also be counterproductive, so which we can come to know from the oat test. So something which we could be doing wrong can be corrected totally.
Mm.
So for
Right.
me,
So,
I made it a
yeah.
system literally that anyone comes for help, first they should do that test. So then only because we
Mm.
save a lot of time and money.
Throws a lot of light on where to focus.
Pardon?
It throws a lot of light on where exactly to focus and where to start the, like
Yes,
healing.
yes. Where the problem is, and which may have we may not have thought of that as a problem, and which should
Yeah.
be countered first,
Mm.
which may not seem to be important.
Which can come up in the next couple of
We may
years
be
as
trying
a
to do
problem.
something else
So,
which could be making the problem worse.
yes. Mm.
Even a good thing could be making the problem worse.
Right. Okay. So is the case with like PCOS and, because I noticed that it's become very common these days, PCOS, PCOD,
Okay, so since you
insulin
bring up
resistance.
PCOS, so let's say lady comes to you, the poor lady is suffering, has tried everything, and has got her sugar will be high, but while be high is not considered, it'll be high, so you get metformin to bring it down, right?
Mm.
And testosterone will be high. Why it's high is not, no one has time to explain that. So now, let's say the person does the organic acid test or along with a comprehensive panel of blood markers, behind the scene markers. And in the organic acid test, we picked up there are lots of oxalates. And we saw that a health coach was helping her wonderfully that you have to have lots of greens, green juicing, lots of spinach salad. Now, that can also make oxalates, which would be okay. Oxalate will irritate her intestine lining problem, kidney stone problems can come up. But the test showed that the lady was having gut microbiome problems. There were pathogenic microbes present, maybe Candida fungus present. Now, Candida fungus also converts food into oxalates. So oxalate would be coming from there, and oxalate would be coming from the greens, right? And oxalate,
Right.
forget about the kidney, it will not show up so easily, but it will block the mitochondria energy production. So the lady is feeling weak, feeling tired, and it will also disrupt her energy system, the glucose intake. So her glucose may be going high despite she taking care of her food and diet. Then you may notice over there a very common thing, that the liver detox system is compromised. And detox of liver is done in two phases. Phase 1 is usually supported by greens and healthy food. Okay, let's say, and B complex is needed. But phase 2 is more important than phase 1. Both have to be balanced, because phase 2, if it doesn't work, the toxins which were removed from the body with phase 1 will circulate more and make her symptoms worse.
Right.
So now the health coach, or she is not understanding that I'm eating so healthy, I'm doing everything, but I'm feeling more tired. My system, because the toxins are not being removed in phase 2. So that is picked up very clearly. So what would you do
Through
in
these tests.
this instance? What would you do? But we have to first of all take care of the waste being removed, phase 2, for which we need certain amino acids, B vitamins. It all shows that, because B vitamins, amino acids are the cofactors. So if they're not present, that function won't happen. So that simple intervention of just providing those few things can bring about a change. Then she can revert to the greens, which are good. So the good thing was causing a problem, and certain vitamins are needed for mitochondria, for energy. If there's no energy for the cells, nothing will work. So that's why it shortcuts and takes away the guessing and can be helpful for everyone. Yeah.
Good. It's pretty clear.
While I'm talking, this have another very good example came up. So I'll wait for your next question, whatever it is. Then maybe I will end with that question. Let's see what your if you have any next question.
Okay. The next question is, how often should we do this? And like, I just want to understand that, like we do all the tests, like you go for this test and then you kind of like they come to you for interpretation and things like that, and then we start the nutrition coaching and give them like what they need, and then you leave it at that. Or then how often do you repeat this test, or do you do a very comprehensive one time test and then you're very sure that like your health is going to be okay for a year or so?
Yes, we should always start with a comprehensive one which has all the markers. It is not only going to be used for me or you for our work when they come to us, but that can be her kind of a starting point or a reference point for her life. No, it's not that I have done some very secretive test. So she can take it to any coach or any practitioner or any doctor, and she can compare that in her life, that it was like this 2 years ago, how is it now? And if she's starting working with you, and after a few months, if her symptoms improve, everything is okay. Your tarot card has helped her. She's feeling good. It's all synchronized. Your emotional healing, her chemistry has also supported the emotional thing, what you said. It's same, but it's supporting it. And she is okay and fine. So why should she do a test also? It's not needed. Why waste money? When we are happy and fine, we don't need it. Why get into all that also?
Yeah, absolutely. So
if the person has money and really wants to do a test and see the difference, like when I come here tests are much cheaper than where I live. So I did my one in January when I went from here, and I did the same. I made a new package now. So when I came here, I tested my package first, and I saw the difference, and I feel very good about it. And now I know that which supplements should I take, not take. So I did it for that purpose, and just to be at my age, to be sure that to thrive instead of strive. So these tests can help in two ways. People who value the health, who value the investment of the health as insurance for old age, and not old age, for longevity at old age, energy at old age, then one can do it proactively.
Okay, there's one thing also, like, like it's very, very common these days, people go for a lot of tests and they don't even go to the doctors. Now, there is a new doctor that has come that's called Dr. Chat GPT. So, Dr. Google is forgotten now. He's become ancient. And Dr. Chat GPT, you just upload your medical report and then you're very happy with, okay, this marker is good, this marker is not good. Is it even the right thing to do? And I know deep down my heart, like it's not the right thing to do, and this is not how you go about with your health. But then what advice do you have for people who do this?
So I use them, but I'll tell you how I use them. So they pick up information and can convert it into a very good language to communicate with the person putting it in. But they could be it's known also in the AI term, they can hallucinate. They can start going into producing things or going down the query string with what one thing starts wrong, it can carry on. So it can be very dangerous also, doing all that. Now I use it to just what I have done. Then instead of wasting time to put it nicely in a note or in good grammar or language, I help myself to get it organized in a structured way. That's how I use them. Now I'll tell you what happens if we just throw in some query. The replies can come in okay with the interpretation what you said, but often I've noticed the reply came in a different sequence than I would have liked to start helping the person regarding a oaths test, let's say, right? So now I give it a different, they call it prompt engineering. I prompt it in a different way. I say, I feel your response is wrong and I would like to start it with the opposite. That's what I felt, I feel. And the reply comes, sorry, I overlooked it, you are right, and here is the reply. It switched immediately to what I said, and it You see, so it can be very dangerous if we don't know, if we, the ultimate person using it, if the person doesn't know the
In
overall
which order
scene,
it should be
then
done.
it can be
We'll just
problematic.
blindly follow
Yeah,
whatever it
then we can
says.
get into trouble.
Yeah. Trouble. Yeah.
And before we end, where I feel this oat can oats really help. Let's say, it's a real scenario. Let's say people come to you, especially your emotional energy blockages. Let's say you might call me a feminist. I don't know, but females are like have to bear all the burden of housework. When I come here, you see cooking, kids,
There is a
school,
lot
teaching,
that,
anything you name it,
yes,
right?
yeah, yes.
Men could be busy in politics nowadays, excited, busy, okay, very busy also. And she comes to
Yeah.
you and she says, I'm very stressed. I
Mm.
don't feel okay, no energy. And you do your tarot card reading, and the cards also come out. Yes, under pressure and stress. And she goes home and tells the family, someone, they say, or friend, they say, oh, that's your nature, that's your
Mm.
behavior, that's your lifestyle. Anything you are stressed.
Yeah.
Is it real? Does it happen like that?
Doesn't happen like that. That's where you have to dive deep in, and you can ask many more questions to see like where it is coming from, or even help her like figure out like what caused this. But eventually, like you said, like where we see through a conventional system or like through the old test, like when you see it, then you will know what is actually happening in the body and what is triggering this. So
Yes.
there
So
are
my
answers for everything, but you should know what is the right way of doing it. And eventually, medicine is what that comes in place where there is a problem with high stress and when a person is completely out of control. Yeah.
So my question was, but when she goes home and tells that the expert tarot reader told me that you are really
Yeah.
stressed, you're having some blockages and it's making you tired. The reply could be,
Right.
you always say that. You are always tired. Is it?
Right.
The reply can be, you are a sissy, you're always tired. Every minute, every day you get tired. Can
That
that be the
shouldn't be the
scene?
reply. Yeah, it shouldn't be the reply.
It
Yeah.
shouldn't be, but that could be the reply, that you're always tired. Doesn't matter what you do, you'll
Most of
be
the
tired.
times.
So, what if
Yeah.
a oat test shows
Huh.
chemistry wise
Hmm.
that with that style of living and with that emotional pressure, which that affects genes also, that literally her gene expression has changed and a neuropeptide, serotonin, dopamine are not being made?
Hmm.
So biochemically also she's not making any happy hormone. She's under a lot of pressure. Her cortisol,
Hmm.
stress hormones are elevated. So if one can show that as a proof and say that
No,
I'm not
that things are
acting,
going wrong. Huh.
it is real, I need some support, I need emotional plus support, because even biochemistry shows that also has got now compromised. So it can kind of give proof, kind of give some self respect to that person, because that person can also start thinking, I am a sissy, or I am just
Yeah.
acting. So you can say, no, I'm not
Hmm.
acting, is real. So let me take care of my body. And if people around are helpful, they might also help her. Yes, okay, we see that it's affecting your cells and your body and your organs. So you need some time off. You need some help or extra help and some support.
Right. So this is really amazing, like I think like everyone should go for it, rather than just doing tests on the surface. Like, if there is something very comprehensive and very detailed, so why not, and if it's going to help you with healing your body, healing everything, it's all interconnected. Our biology is interconnected. So why not go ahead and do it? And then so that you get a wholesome body and a mind and, where you find peace. Eventually, we all are working for happiness and peace. So it may it's the old test or the tarot card or the nutrition coaching or the functional medicine coaching, whatever it is, we are all working towards one goal, which is a happy and a healthy body.
Absolutely. So when it's all combined, because healing has to be combined, it's emotional plus biochemical. So if there are ways to combine it, make it more effective, efficient, easy, and competitive, because it's targeted, so person can heal totally. Why not? And by chance, in India, this test is very, very cheap compared to America, where I use it. And I was surprised, neighboring country, Thailand, also I have connections there. Also, it was almost 4 times the price. So,
Wow.
yeah, still cheap. I hope it stays like that, the organic acid test.
Uh-huh.
And even the other functional blood tests here are still very, very competitive. Compared to other places, they're
Right.
very expensive.
Yeah, I've noticed it. Like many people, when you tell them that you need to get these tests done, they're like, okay, when I come to India, I'll do it.
Yeah,
Because
all
I
my
used to be like,
clients who
okay,
are
you go
in
there on a
America,
holiday, so yeah. But now it also makes sense that the price is a huge difference between
yeah,
when
all
you
my
get it done
clients who are
outside.
in America or in Thailand, when they visit their family or holidays in India, they'll always do it. Yeah, it was very cheap.
Mm. Okay.
So it was nice talking to
So
you.
conclusion is, yeah, the conclusion is everyone should sort of like, if there is a test which shows points towards like what exactly you need to prioritize when it comes to your health and your wholesome healing, you should look at this. And there is a need to guide. And once you've done the test and he's done the interpretations, and then what, as per the test, like what kind of like nutrition coaching you should do, or like what kind of supplementation you should do,
Yes,
all be guided with both of us. So yeah, that's it. A happy client is the happy coaches. So
yes, yes.
that's how I
So,
would like.
and yeah, and interpret and evaluation of this test is a bit complicated, but I enjoy doing it, and it makes things very easy. So many times we are guessing, and then it's pinpointed. And money factor, I would always say it's how I value my life, prioritize my life. I don't see any money problem with people, but yes, where they invest, they maybe want to invest last on health, unfortunately, till the body screams and presents its own bill with a diagnosis.
Right.
So then then the
Absolutely.
expenses are, it's not in our
That
scope.
then it's not
It's a
under your
different game
control,
then.
like
So
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, that's,
yeah,
we have to value our body and take care of it.
absolutely. Yeah. Money shouldn't
Okay.
be a problem.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So that was a lovely talk, and thank you so much for the test that you've come up with, which I'm sure like will help a lot of people who are watching this video. And if you really like the content and if you really find this interesting, do share it with your family and friends. And we will also be putting up video of this in Anil's Instagram and my Instagram. So if there is anything, do comment and feel free to get in touch with us. Thank you, Anil.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, anyone can reach out to you. Anyone wants to know more about this test, is very easily available at home, can be done. Thank you.